Well, good evening, everybody,
Hello.
to the Boo Bites on the Paranormal Christmas special.
It turned into a Christmas special. Go.
Yep.
Oh, hold on here.
Yep. We're trying to share and all that other stuff. So little Miss Dana, you know that I've been pretty good about booking guests this year.
You
We've had
have been.
Chris McKinnell on. We've had the Ghost Biker. We've had, you know, all kinds of people on. We got some good people coming up next year.
Yes.
But I really think I outdid myself this time.
We might be. This one I think is pretty good because I don't think everybody can pull this one off. So this one is actually pretty cool.
I mean, to even be able to contact this guest was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it took us a little bit, but we finally were able to. We got a hold of him.
Yep. Hello, Shelly. Hello, Sue. So yeah, we like I said, we've been good at booking guests, and we got some cool guests coming up next year. I think we're gonna get the lady from Living Life in Full Spectrum. We're gonna get her on. Father, what's his name?
Father Keith?
No. Oh my gosh,
I don't
I just drew a
remember that
blank.
one.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I think we're gonna try to. We had connection issues. I want to get people in here though before I try to connect again. But our guest is there's not very good internet in the caves. You know what I'm saying? So it's hopefully we can get him on. Hopefully it connects and stays connected and all that other stuff. How's it going, Don? Hi, Carmen. So we got 8 people now, so I think maybe we should try and connect.
All right.
I wonder what he's doing though.
I don't know.
I
hope we don't disturb him and he gets upset.
Yeah. I hope we don't infringe on something.
Yeah. Because I mean, he is known to be a little grumpy. We don't want to be on the naughty list.
Yeah, we don't want to infringe on what he's doing too, and we don't necessarily want to put it on the internet.
Hopefully we're on the good list, the nice list, not the naughty list. I just thought about that.
I think
I might be on the naughty list.
All right, let's see if I'm gonna try and add him in, see if we can pull that connection off from the caves. I don't hear anything. Oh, Krampus, are you there?
Whoa! Oh, maybe we did wake him.
Who's calling
me? We talked earlier. You agreed to be on our show tonight. Is that still cool? Or?
I don't know.
We're not interrupting anything, are we? I hate that bell and those chains.
Oh. All the bells and chains are going.
Don, it's not your ex. No worse. Oh! Jesus.
Hello, Krampus.
Did we interrupt you on anything? What's going on over there?
Of course you did.
What were you doing?
I'm out picking up brats.
What do you do with them?
Not for you to know.
Okay, I understand. I really don't want to. I mean, if I go into a line of questioning that you don't like, please let me know, because I definitely don't want to be put on the naughty list. So, we got a comment in here. It says that you seem a little tense. Are you good? Are you always this way?
I am.
Who? Actually, I don't know who you are. Can you explain it to us? I don't know the whole story about you. I should have done my research before we brought you on live.
Everybody should know who I am by now.
Yeah,
my job is to get rid of all the naughty children. So that way, my brother, Saint Nick, can deliver presents to the good kids.
So, you started this the other night, right?
December 5th.
And how long do you do this? Does this take you a couple weeks, or is it? I mean, Santa Claus can do that stuff in a night.
Considering how many bad children there are, it's now taking me a little extra time.
Is it only kids, or do you go after adults too?
It all depends. Sometimes it's necessary to take the old ones away.
Can you be bribed to get rid of some people?
I could think of a few people.
Just like Saint Nick, I know who's been naughty. In fact, Jeff, you've been coming up a little bit lately.
In what way? I really think I've been pretty good this year.
I don't think you've been too good to the missus.
Oh.
I've been really good to the missus. You haven't, like, she hasn't been messaging you or anything, has she?
You'd have to talk to her about that.
Well, I mean, is there anything I can do to get off of your list?
Well, by having me on your show, that's a good start.
That's good. Because we definitely don't want people to confuse you, because, I mean, people think you're a demon. You're not a demon, are you?
Do I look like a demon to you?
Well,
I mean, a little bit. Yeah. I would have to say yes, you do.
I'm just being the real me.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So like, let's say you're roaming around, you're looking for the naughty kids. When you catch them, is there anything they can do to get out of being punished? Or is it too late?
If they hear the bells and the chains, it's all over.
It's too late.
I do make exceptions where they will get whipped from me.
And then that's their punishment. Ooh.
Oh.
That looks really, really like you would hurt. How many times would you whip a child?
Oh.
Is it based on how bad they are, or is it a scale?
It's if I decide that they may turn around and become good.
Interesting. So do you and Santa ever talk about how things go around this time of year, or do you guys just have your roles and you know them and you stick with them?
Typically, we're a little busy right now.
Yeah.
He's getting ready for his big day, and I'm already busy doing mine. But we tend to talk throughout the year during the slower months.
So like in the summertime and stuff, that makes sense. I mean, we all know, like I said, it sounds like you got the harder gig. I mean, yours isn't one night. Santa does all his work in one night and then goes and sleeps for 364 days. What do you do the rest of the year?
I have fun with all the
really?
brats.
So you collect them and take them back to your cave and keep them there?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you? So when did you start doing this? Like, how? Maybe tell us a little bit about the legend.
Technically, there's no real start date because it goes back centuries. They never figured out when I truly started, and I'm going to keep that a mystery. But when the people started getting naughty, that's when we were created.
Do you find that the kids over the last few years have become a little more naughty? So you think I kind of feel sorry for you a little bit, Krampus. I got to be honest. It seems like you have the harder job. You have more clients to deal with. I mean, how is that fair? Do you ever resent Santa a little bit because it seems like you do quite a bit of the work that he gets credit for?
He gets the limelight, and that's fine. But I enjoy what I do.
So do you
nobody can mimic me.
So
everybody wants to play Santa these days.
Yeah, that's true. No one really wants to play Krampus.
So when somebody gets coal, is that like their warning? Because if they don't stay on, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to end up having a visit from you?
Just like what Santa says in his songs and stories. We're always watching. We're always listening. And when we see children acting up like against their parents or to other school friends, I don't like that.
It's another question too. So we all know Santa's from the North Pole. Can you tell us where you're from, or is that a mystery?
I was created in the country of Austria.
Is
There's
that
a lot of mountains, a lot of wonderful caves in that country. But I've expanded the more the population grew. So I have other places I like to go, but in my downtime, I go back to where it all began.
so? You reside in Austria. That's interesting.
Yes.
That's interesting. What do you say? Because there are some imposter Krampuses around. I mean, there's other countries and other groups of people that have kind of it sounds like they plagiarized your existence and your story. What do you think about them?
Because they want to be me. And it's impossible. Because there's only one. Me.
There is only one. And and again, thank you for coming on tonight, because I mean, I can't imagine you do too many shows, do you?
Never.
Hey, what?
I just got a message from Santa.
What?
He just messaged me.
Okay, Krampus. I don't want to make you mad, because I definitely want to stay on your good list. I reached out to Santa, and I never heard anything back about, because I wanted to have him on the show too. Will that totally offend you if I were to try and get Santa into this broadcast?
If he has the time.
What did he say in the message? Does he say he's ready?
He said, well, he first said ho, ho, ho.
Okay.
I'm like,
Of course he would say ho, ho, ho.
okay.
So that's Santa's catchphrase. Do you have a catchphrase? I didn't
Just
think
my
so.
bells and chains.
I think, okay, so we're going to get Santa in
Well,
here.
I'm seeing if he's right, if he's
Okay.
able to. Hold
Okay.
on.
Yeah, we are getting like a blurry screen, and it's not clear if he's in there yet.
Hey, Jeff.
Yes.
In the old country, there actually is a saying over there. They say Gruß von Krampus.
That doesn't sound very nice. What does it mean?
Greetings from Krampus.
That's actually not as bad as it sounds. Do you feel sometimes that you're misunderstood, or do you think people are pretty accurate in their opinions on you?
I don't think they appreciate the work that I do. Who wants to deal with bratty kids all the time?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have heard of you before, but I've never heard the whole real story. So that's another reason why we wanted to have you on. What's
I'm talking to him. I'm hoping he's like a little bit kind of like, he doesn't know. He's like, he's pretty busy, but I'm trying to get him on. So we'll see what's going on.
If you have Krampus, post them for us to ask. Yeah, if you have questions for Krampus, go ahead and ask him, because it's not very often that, I'm really surprised you have internet, Krampus. Or is that some magical power?
I have the kids' cell phones stacked up on a shelf.
Makes sense.
I don't get to charge them, so I can only use whatever's left on them.
That's smart.
That's probably okay, because there's probably most kids have cell phones. So if you're running around picking up kids, I imagine you gather a lot of cell phones.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. So is he ready to come in?
I'm seeing.
It looks like he's in there. Well, let's click on him and see what happens.
All right.
Here we go. Let's see if Santa's going to join us. Oh my God, there he is.
There's Santa.
Oh, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everyone.
Well, Merry Christmas, Santa.
Santa, can you see who our other guest is?
Yes, it's my brother Krampus. Krampus, Mom always liked me best.
Ooh,
I'm sure.
firing shots
Because
already.
even though I look better than you do,
Now it's a
My
fashion
brother,
show.
as everyone knows, was out doing his dirty work. And the day afterwards, I had to go back and lay gifts in everyone's shoes to make up for his dirty work.
but at least I got the job done.
You know, Krampus' mom always said, there's no such thing as a bad boy. Sometimes children just need to be heard. They need to be listened to and they need to be appreciated. That's something you forgot when you were little.
Oh,
I think it's better we get rid of them all.
I've invited Krampus to the North Pole every year to pay a visit, spend some time with the family, and he demands and decides to go out in the middle of the night, spooking all the children. It doesn't seem right.
But aren't you going out at midnight, sir?
I think the children look forward to be coming every year. You know, and especially we can celebrate the holiday all the way through the month of December. And as we both know, December 6th is a lot more important than December 5th. And it goes back, way back into when Santa Claus and St. Nicholas was first here, leaving gifts and shoes for all the good boys and girls. Sometimes I always wondered what happened to some of the boys that I know were being good. I think you take advantage of your position.
Sounds like he thinks that you're maybe making some mistakes on your end, Krampus. What do you think?
There is no mistakes. There's only to get rid of them once and for all.
oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, we do. We got a question for you, Krampus. Oh. So Don wants to know, we know what Santa eats on Christmas, but what does Krampus eat during the night of the child beatings? I mean, if that some people call them beatings,
but
I'm not here to judge.
I'd rather not say, because it might offend some of you.
It probably would.
it might.
Would it might get us kicked off of Facebook too, and we've already done that before.
Maybe just a little.
Yeah. Santa, what I mean, so Santa, you guys don't collaborate during the year with your list, or what? I mean, do you guys talk much? Do you like?
I mean, how do you figure out who? How do you figure out? There's got to be some kids
'Cause
that
if-
are like borderline. How
if-
do you figure out which way they're going to go?
Yeah, if you're saying some kids are missing that you know are on the nice list, and I mean, Krampus is disputing you. How do you guys settle your disagreements with who's on what list?
It goes all the way back to when we were young boys, when Krampus was nothing more than a troublemaker.
Ooh.
And Mom used to try to straighten him out, but he never followed the rules. He always lived in the dark side. And as I've always said, there's really no such thing as a bad child. There's children that are going through tough times, children that need to be heard, children from separated families, and things are tough. Krampus does not have a very big heart. I think he's more related to the Grinch than he is to me.
What do you say about that, Krampus? Because I mean, that's some pretty harsh charges.
I think I'd like to share a drink with Grinch.
I thought you were going to say with Santa Claus, but
I guess not.
maybe not.
Sometimes you need to be around like-minded fellows.
So, do you think you were bad when you were a kid, as Santa charges, or do you feel maybe you were just misunderstood?
I was just testing the waters to see what Mom would do.
Did she ever get on your case?
Every time I was bad.
Mm.
So is that maybe why you do what you do? Because you're a little resentful of your mom?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Who's
Mom
to
is
say?
always
Maybe
giving
he's
him
mean.
an opportunity and a chance to change his ways. Nobody realized this when Krampus was little. He was also a Claus, believe it or not.
Okay.
He's the one that changed. He's the one that made it tough on everybody, and he's the one that made Mom so upset all the time. Like I said, he's always been the black child.
The black
of the
sheep, you
family.
mean? Breaking news, everybody.
Oh.
Lisa has a question. She says, Santa has a sleigh and reindeer to get around. How do you get around, Krampus?
I run.
You run everywhere?
Yes, because part of me is half goat.
No.
I have good traction. So I can get to places very quickly.
So you don't need a sleigh. Do you think Santa's copping out by, enslaving some reindeer?
He's what we call a cheater.
Ooh.
That's a harsh charge, Santa.
Well, as everyone knows, I traveled to millions and millions of houses all in one night, and I need my 8 reindeer and I need my sleigh to deliver toys and goodies to all the good boys and girls of the world.
Gotcha. Lisa has a follow-up question.
What about
So what do you do about the oceans, Krampus? How do you get from Austria to, like, say, the United States? Or are we safe over here? I'd like to think that we're safe.
I don't know. He said that you're
I
teetering
know.
on the
I'm a
naughty.
little scared about that. I'm going to have to straighten my ways.
I know. Birthday's coming up too.
I mean, Jeff, you might be safe because I started in the United States on
Oh.
Sunday.
So
But I tend to jump over the water.
Mm.
so you got some hops too.
I do.
Have you thought about maybe a career in the NBA instead?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to press the issue. I like I said, I'm definitely trying to stay on your good side. I don't want to be on the bad side. We got another question here. Santa, did Krampus ever try to sabotage you on Christmas Eve?
Every year, and then every passing year, as we got older, I think Mom had to intervene, and Krampus decided to take the path he's chosen, which is the darker side. Krampus right now could be working up at the North Pole in the workshop with all the elves and myself and Mrs. Claus and Mom and be a part of this family. He's the one that's decided that he's going to go in the other direction and pick on children and scare the heck out of everybody.
Krampus, you didn't visit me just now, did you?
What did you hear, Jeff?
Heard a
I don't know,
big
something
thump.
fell or something right beside me. That's crazy. Do you have magical powers like Santa does?
Yes.
That explains the jumping over the water. Let's see, what'd Shelley say? Says, I think he can get here over the oceans. At least my parents made sure that I knew that. Okay. Well, I mean, it did after talking to him, Shelley. I don't think that's an
issue.
I don't think they were lying to you. It
No.
sounds like he can actually do it. So it's not an idle threat.
There's plenty of bad kids everywhere. So it's my job to go as far reaches of this planet as possible.
They seem like they're pretty quiet in the background. What do you do to keep them quiet?
I tie them up.
Ooh. That's not good.
It's the only way you can control brats.
Why do you call them brats? I mean, like Santa says, what? I do like to tend to try to see the good in people. Do you even attempt to, or do you just know your role and you do it?
It's just like my brother. He sees the good in them. I see the bad in them. If they're acting out against their parents, it's over. Time to go. And
How do
that
you
way the
guys
parents won't miss them at all.
how do
Oh,
you
wow.
guys discern between, because there are some kids that are good and bad. I mean, do you guys have like conversations about who gets on which list?
The bad ones just present themselves just like the good ones do to my brother. We
Gotcha.
know it. We can see it. We can feel it.
Are you agreeing on all this, Santa, or you got anything to say? Looks like you're going over a list. You
I
got a
have
book.
my list. I'm always constantly checking it every day to see who's been naughty or nice. And some of these children that are on this list, I think Krampus has visited unfairly.
Uh-oh. Why do you say that, Santa?
As I said earlier, there's really no such thing as a bad child. I firmly believe that. But I am checking my list and I see that there are a couple of children that Krampus may have intervened somehow. Once, and I even told him, leave those children alone.
I mean, have you guys ever even as kids, have you guys ever fist fought?
Not I.
Krampus, do you agree with that?
I don't remember.
I got to be honest with you. If I was to put some money on that fight, I would have to go with the Krampus camp.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I think Krampus would be a winner on that one.
We got a couple more questions too from the viewers. Krampus, if you could kidnap any famous child or adult, who would you choose? I can think of a lot of bratty celebrities.
Ooh, he's thinking.
It's probably
There's
got a
just
lot to
such a
choose from.
big pool to choose from.
Justin
I think
Bieber.
anybody
Justin
famous
Bieber.
that picks on others gets into trouble, especially with the law. They're high on the list. And there's a lot of bad ones out there right now, causing problems with so many people all over the world.
Do you try to avoid snatching those brats up because you don't want the smoke that comes with it? Because I mean, if let's take Justin Bieber for example, if you were to have grabbed him when he was a younger kid, that's going to draw a lot of attention.
But maybe
They'd
he
miss
would
him
be
for a
bad.
day or two,
Be gone.
but then they'd forget all about him.
Gotcha. Do you ever return any of the kids that you snatch up?
Once they come with me, there is no return. Ever.
You better behave.
Yeah, I better behave.
You better behave.
Here's
Only
another
the ones
one.
that I discipline when I feel and can see that they will be good again. They're the only ones that get to stay.
We got another question here. This is for Santa and Krampus both, so we'll ask Santa first. It is as old as you both are. Will you have to find someone to take over for you at some point? And if so, are you trying to take applications? I don't know if Lisa wants to be.
That's a great question that Lisa
Lisa, are
asked.
you wanting to be Santa?
That's a great question. Krampus and I are from the 3rd century. It goes way back. We will be here for years and years and years. It's a special thing that's been bestowed upon us. Good and evil, as you know, are in a constant battle. I won't be here for as long as Krampus is here, and I will be here longer than him.
Oh,
Krampus, you don't look like you're ready to retire. What's your thoughts on that question?
We'll just see who's around longer.
maybe it's going to be that when something happens, it happens to both of them at the same time, and it just like.
Then Christmas is over.
But
And
then if
Krampus night, I don't want to. I
I
don't want to
mean,
leave
but
him
you
out.
know, but maybe again, you know how the world is.
So is your mom still around then?
Sure, Mother Time has been here since the beginning.
Gotcha.
And Krampus knows that. If he would call Mom once in a while or stop and visit, he would know exactly how Mom's doing.
Ooh.
One of those.
Got anything
Maybe
to say?
you should make me a coconut phone so I can call her.
I mean, you are Santa. You could probably gift him a phone if you. I mean, I'm
I
just
You
think
could
saying.
probably gift him some points there too, so he can use the phone.
Yeah, I'm just
I
saying.
think it's time that Krampus takes some initiative to come back to where he belongs, to the Claus family, spend some time in the North Pole, visit these elves, and he'll see what the real world's all about with love in the holidays and caring and compassion, what it all truly means.
Is there any bad elves, Krampus, that
No,
you've been maybe trying to get to that, like, you just can't?
no, I would say Krampus was probably the only bad elf that was ever in the workshop.
Ooh.
Why do I have to be an elf? Why can't I sit next to you and we work together?
Oh,
Well, you know, we kind of do. That's unfortunate. A lot of people see us as working together. You kind of weeding out the bad and in me taking the good. It's always been proclaimed that way. Sometimes, though, I do get upset when I feel as though some of these children are not as bad as you judge them to be.
I don't know, man. That's a lot of responsibility to be the judge. Have you guys ever thought about switching roles? Just to
Not a
try it out. I
chance.
mean, not a chance. What do you?
Not a chance.
Yeah, Krampus
no.
has no interest either. So, okay, I guess I won't ask that question.
I don't look good in red.
No, you probably wouldn't.
No,
I-
I don't see red on him. No.
No.
And I brush my teeth every day.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought you hibernated.
Not me, not I. I'm busy
Oh, okay.
year round. The day after Christmas, we take a rest day. Me and the elves will go out and build snowmen. Sometimes we have a snowball fight. We'll take a long break in the afternoon to take a nap. We'll wake up and have some hot cocoa. The very next day, we begin our toy making again for the year.
Krampus, do you leave any kind of trinket or anything behind after you've snatched up one of the brats? Yeah, probably not a good
peep,
idea.
Not a hair. Nothing.
Nothing more than a trail of broken hearts.
Ooh.
Oh.
He's really painting you out to be a bad guy.
He's jealous of me.
Is this true, Santa? Are you jealous?
No, I'm truly not jealous. If you could spend some time up at the North Pole in meeting my family in the elves, you would understand it much better. What joy it gives me to make young children happy and smile, bring people together. You know, it doesn't happen just on Christmas Eve. We somehow are trying to make this spirit thing last throughout the month and throughout the year, to do good and to see the best in people. It's a good life.
But it does seem like with every good there has to be the bad. And Krampus, again, I'm not saying you're bad. I'm just saying that there has to be, like it's like criminals in jail. I mean, you got to have jail. So I would think you got to have like a guy like Krampus around to, I guess, do the dirty work.
He's originally a Claus, for God's sakes.
I don't think too many people know that. I'll be totally honest with you. I thought you guys were enemies. I didn't realize you guys were brothers.
We are. I do care about him, but that's as far as it goes.
Do you send him a Christmas card every year or anything like that?
Say the same thing.
I mean,
Are you okay, Jeff?
I am okay.
You seem to be a little funny.
Well, no. I'm definitely not trying to offend, but it's like I said, this is a rare. I've never seen Krampus on a show before, so I mean, there's a lot of questions that people want to know. We got a couple more. Let's steer away from me because I don't need to be in trouble. Krampus, has there ever been a time that you regretted taking a child that might have been more of a brat than you expected? Ooh. Have you ever met your equal?
There's none more privileged than me.
Oh,
They all deserved what they got.
wow.
And I've never regretted it, even once.
Have you ever been like challenged by a kid? Like he's just not gonna, like he's gonna fight back. I mean, what? Clearly you're a pretty strong looking dude. Like I'm just saying that, but I know how some of these teenagers are.
These kids end up wetting themselves when I am showing up. It shows you how tough they really are, or aren't for that matter.
I'd probably wet myself too if that
Yeah,
if,
probably too.
if Krampus came up on me.
Yeah, for sure.
My question to Krampus is the same question I have every year. Who is he to judge these children? And Shelley said it perfectly. As a child that might have been more of a brat than you expected. Everyone is a brat to him. I think there's a lot of innocent children here that are on the ball that can be saved. Krampus does not see it that way. That's where our miscommunication, that's where we differ from each other.
What do you say about that? You see it different?
It's like, no.
Once they go bad, they never go good.
And here again, I don't want to contradict that because I got my own problems today with this staying off this list.
I know you guys have TV. Turn it on sometime and look at all the brats running around,
Yeah.
getting into trouble. They need me to get rid of them so they can stop.
Okay.
And I firmly believe that people are still good. They just need to be heard. They need to be understood. Mostly people and children are very good.
Have Krampus, do you ever take lists from people as far as things that they want?
I don't
Okay.
need a list. I don't need to take no list from them. I just need to take them away.
So you don't give them second chances or anything. You just take them.
They get, if I see that they are willing to take the beating that they deserve and it'll change, then I'll leave them be.
Now, have you ever given one a beating and then let them be, and then they turned out to be even worse than they were before?
No, they never come back to me again because they're scared of me.
Oh.
But the beating works, which plays along with Santa's idea that all kids can be good.
Mm.
They just
See-
need a little beating sometimes.
See, Santa,
And
that
a few
actually
of them
sounds like
get that.
Santa, that actually sounds kind of like a positive program then. He's willing to or able to turn some bad
Some of
kids
them
around.
bad. Yeah.
What do you think about that? Don't you think maybe he's doing a good thing in part?
If you think for 1 minute that it is okay to take a belt to a child, to a helpless child, we have another thing coming.
I don't think he uses a belt. I think he showed us his
Yeah, he showed us what he uses.
instruments earlier.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like a belt
It's
to
not
me.
a belt.
Could you imagine that? As a child, someone with the looks of Krampus coming at you with that, and he's there to steal your soul. He's there to take you away and to never return. It's unforgivable to me.
Mm.
Do
I
you
think
think
he
it,
should try being me for a day.
I've given you the opportunity, Krampus, to come up to the North Pole and to help us. And you could do good every day, day in and day out. if you would just take a different approach, and maybe your soul itself could be saved as well.
So are you concerned for your brother, Santa?
You know, as Santa Claus, I still have a big place in my heart for him. I'd never think it's too late, but it's getting towards the end. Year after year, as everyone knows what he's up to on December 5th, as he sneaks around in the middle of the night on his hooves, rattling his chains, breaking the dreams and hopes of children that could be saved. He doesn't give them an opportunity and a chance to be heard or to be understood. That's what's disappointing.
So you'd be open to more of like a court type system. Would you ever consider being involved with that judgment of a child with Krampus? And Krampus, would you even allow it? Where you guys could sit down together maybe in almost like a court case.
Would it be the Krampus clause?
Sorry, I'm not laughing.
I'm sorry.
So, I mean, what do you think, Krampus? Would you ever consider that type of situation where you present your argument about a child and Santa's on the other side and he presents his argument? I mean, that seems to be like a fair system to me. What do you think about that?
I think it's a little time consuming. Because he's going to sit there and say, oh, well, he'll do this good. He'll be this kind of person. It'll take all day for one child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it would take a long time.
That
That's not a
would.
very efficient
Yeah.
system.
Too
I
bad
mean,
you couldn't have like a speedy trial kind of thing.
yeah,
but that
Santa,
wouldn't work.
that's a pretty good argument as to why to not have like that court type situation that you were talking about.
To save one child, it would be worth everything. That's where the problem with this world is today. Nobody wants to invest the time or the patience or the compassion to the children of the world today. It's a very difficult world we live in. And there's enough darkness the last couple of years with COVID and politics. We really don't need Krampus coming in on December 5th, raising more Cain, causing more havoc. If you guys can hear me, I think it's time for a change. In history keeps repeating itself with him.
So Santa, what do you think people should do? I mean, how do we? I'm afraid to even make this
Sounds
statement.
Like Santa's trying to run for office.
It does. This almost sounds like a political thing, but I mean, is there anything that the kids can do collectively, maybe to Krampus? Plug your ears for a minute.
Or your horns, whichever.
Do you think if the kids all got together that like they could do something and actually beat Krampus so that he can't do what he does?
I don't think Krampus would survive if all the kids would get together and be kind to each other, be nice to each other, do things, good things during the holiday, share the spirit of the holiday, and people like Krampus would not even be in existence.
Okay.
That's my
Okay,
argument.
You can unplug your ears now. Thank you. Thank you. You didn't hear that, did you?
Every word.
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
I mean, okay, so you deal with the bad kids. I mean, we can be honest with you. And if I ask you to cover your ears, I don't know why you can't just do that for a minute. Because, some things need to be said that, like, no offense, I just don't want you to hear.
If you're thinking of being naughty, Jeff, you're on the right track.
That's naughty is a relative term.
I don't know.
Because I don't think Santa would consider that naughty, what I suggested.
Maybe he knows more than Santa knows.
That's true. It's very, very possible.
Maybe. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe Krampus sees a lot more than Santa does. Maybe Santa can't see everything, and maybe that's why he sees more of the brats than Santa does.
I mean, I look at it this way. Oh, go ahead, Santa. I'm sorry.
I think Krampus is closed-minded, and I think if he sees the whole world for what it is, I still firmly believe, like I've always said, I believe it, people. I believe that most people are good. Krampus needs to look deeper. I think he enjoys what he's doing too much.
So you think it's like a power trip ego thing?
Absolutely.
Krampus, I mean, you got to reply to that one.
Again, he's jealous with all the great work that I do to making his day extra special.
Do you feel that maybe like, okay, so like, the United States has special forces in the military and all that stuff, and they've got to handle the dirty work, and everybody agrees that they're necessary.
Mhm.
Do you feel that you kind of fit into that category of like a necessary badass, I guess?
I like where you're going.
Okay, see, I'm
Oh,
trying to get back on
he's
your...
Jeff's turning it around.
Don, I think we covered this already, except for the rules part. But Don wants to know who would win in a fight. I think we both know the answer
Yeah.
to that. Krampus would definitely win. And what kind of rules would there be?
I would not fight, Brother Krampus. I would not give it the time.
But you'd fight Santa, wouldn't you, Krampus?
If he decided to get naughty,
Ooh, a naughty
It
Santa.
almost seems like that's I saw that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, other than oh, Dan's got a question. So obviously, Krampus, you're on a paranormal show. So you know that we deal with spirits and equipment and all that stuff. How's come the Ovulus never says Krampus
or
or
Santa.
Santa?
because we're too good for it.
Ooh,
Well, I mean, it would make sense. You guys aren't spirits yet,
that's true. Yeah, that is true.
so
Now
We do
that's not.
live and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
right. So Dan, I think that answers your question. It's that they're not spirits yet, so they wouldn't use an Ovulus to communicate. I think if Krampus wants to communicate, he's just going to come straight up.
Straight up, Jeff's learning. He's just
If
going
you
to come right to
communicate
you.
with Krampus, I think you're done.
Although it did take us a little bit to finally get a hold of Krampus, but it was like,
Yeah.
hey, we just happened
Well,
to get the right kid's cell phone at the right time
Yep,
and
he's
got
busy.
a hold of him.
He's busy.
So
Not too many people know this, and I'm going to ask you a question straight up, Krampus. I have a third brother that was 8 years old and disappeared in early December. Can you give me any insight as to, I mean, he was kind of a bad kid. I mean, that wouldn't have been you, would it?
It wasn't me.
Okay. You don't ever tell about your trophies, I guess?
There's no need to. Because the trophies are endless. I get to see them all for myself.
I mean,
They're not for the world to see.
he wouldn't be there with you now, would he?
Of course not.
Okay.
That would be silly.
Okay. I'm here again. I'm not, it was something that happened years ago. And I just, I've always wondered, and I just wanted to ask. So now we know that story. Dan has an additional comment that really doesn't have to do with either Santa or Krampus, but it says the Easter Bunny is not a spirit, but the Easter Bunny is the Easter Bunny, and he can't talk regular. So that's why he'd use the Ovulus.
yeah.
Duh.
Yeah,
There's
bunnies
really
don't
the
talk.
day-
Easter Bunny's all cute for the kid spirits to say.
Santa, what are you actually? I'm going to ask you guys both this. I'm going to start off with Santa Claus. So, you know that we're paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, all that good stuff. Santa, what's your thoughts about the paranormal? Do you have any thoughts about the spirits and like, I mean, are we actually talking to people? What's your thoughts?
I think as we talk about the spirit of Christmas and our love for the spirit of people that were born before us and have passed away, and we, it's part of the season. It's part of the spirit of the holiday. And I still today communicate with loved ones that have crossed over. And I think I'm a true believer in the paranormal, to tell you the truth. And I want to wish Dan Cosmiter a very Merry Christmas as well. If that answers your question, yes, I believe in the paranormal.
Okay, Krampus, what are your thoughts on the paranormal? Because I'll be honest with you, I'd like to go ghost hunting with you sometime. I think it'd be fun.
I don't think you'd be able to handle it, Jeff.
I wouldn't. You probably. I mean, you wouldn't bring up some dark energies and things like that, would you?
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
I just don't want him bringing it home because then he's on the naughty list.
Yeah, I'm on her naughty list. Which, no offense, it's far worse than being on yours. Just saying. Can I get an amen?
Krampus himself is kind of a dark negative energy, isn't he?
I mean, I'm just gonna say, based on appearance, I can see where you'd say that, Santa. But I mean, clearly he's alive and he's talking to us. I mean, I can't see through him. He's
He does have that bad boy look going.
he does. Yeah, I imagine. So, Krampus,
I think I'm just a ray of sunshine to you.
fill me in here. How you doing with the ladies? I gotta, some of these ladies, they like them bad boys. What do you?
Sometimes it's endless for me.
Okay, it's probably as far as we should go with that one because I don't want to get. Yeah, that's turning into a different show here. I mean, Santa's
his face is all red.
Santa's married, so we know he's off the game. But I mean, there's
watch yourself, Jeffrey. Watch yourself.
Well, you're married, Santa. You can't be. You know what I'm saying? Like you
don't want to go to the other list.
No, I don't.
I see your name right here.
Is it fading?
It's beginning to fade, Jeff. Your name
Oh,
is
look at
beginning to
Krampus
fade.
is calling you. You're on that borderline.
No. I'm just, is there anything else you want to say, Krampus, that maybe people don't know?
If you don't want me to come and get you, then start acting right. Start acting good.
Okay. I think I'm pretty good. All right. Well, Santa did, when I sent the request for him to be on the show, he did ask if he could tell is it a short story, Santa, or is it?
Yeah, it's a very short story I would like to share with the children and all of our people out there.
I'm going to be honest with you. I hope not too many children are watching.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but go ahead and tell your story, Santa.
Every year, I like to sit down and tell a Christmas story. Hey, Krampus, this one's for you. It's a good story. It's called The Holiday Spirit. Now that the holidays are here, people are friendly and full of cheer. They say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. You'll hear the sounds of jingle bells ringing all through the town. An errand here, a favor there. It shows how much, Krampus, you really care. It seems this special day can change the way you think and the things you say. And when it's time to go upstairs, you go to bed and say your prayers. Bless us all, Santa too, and keep us safe the whole year through. Let's make a promise, Krampus, and try and stay in the holiday spirit each and every day. I love that story.
I think he's laughing at you openly.
Yeah.
I believe, and I want to share
chains
this
rattling too.
That's real. That's real Christmassy spirit. And so it begins again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Don has a comment here and I don't get it. But it says for some reason when I look at Krampus, I think of pea soup. Bonus points if you get it. Krampus, what is Don talking about there?
I think he needs some of these around his ankles.
He probably does.
Yeah. Oh, well, he might like that too. Who knows?
I think Kelly would attest that Don probably made the naughty list. Santa, is Don on your list?
Yes, Don is on the list. And I think as this show will tell everybody, show everybody very clearly, which side would you like to be on? Would you like to be on the Krampus side, the dark side, or would you like to enjoy the good side? It's not too late. It's the holiday spirit. Go out and do something special tomorrow for someone. Go out of your way to make someone smile. It's not that difficult. Krampus doesn't get that. He never has.
He's getting definitely more visibly agitated.
Yes, he
He's
is.
getting angry.
Was that a problem when you guys were kids? You have a bad temper?
Just ask Mom.
Well, maybe we could have her on as a guest sometime. Shelly is definitely Team Santa. I mean,
So
Krampus
who's Team Santa and who's Team Krampus in here?
I don't know that I'd want to admit that in here, but I mean, Shelly's
Oh, we
already
might
picked her
Team
camp.
Santa. Let's see if anybody else is going to admit.
Thank you, Shelley.
I mean, Krampus, does that automatically put her on your list?
What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. It's just because she is
Yes!
Team Santa.
Oh,
Okay. Sorry. I didn't. Here again, I'm not trying to offend you. Again, thank you for coming on the show. And I mean, Santa, I'm torn here because, like, I'm definitely scared. I don't want to be on that naughty list.
Jeffrey, I think what's happening here is Krampus is feeding off your fear.
Well, it's not really a fear. It's like I said, it's kind of a respect thing. I mean, like I understand why he does what he does to a point. Can you not see that? I mean, you want Krampus to give the benefit of the doubt to some of the naughty kids that you think can be good. I mean, shouldn't we give him the benefit of the doubt?
There's no such thing as a naughty child. As I said before, I believe most people and most children are good. It comes down to they need to be heard. They need to be understood. Sometimes it's just as simple as that. With one little bit of effort, you could change the way you live. You could change your whole life by reaching out, do something kind for someone else. Sometimes it's just a smile. It doesn't take that much.
Krampus, have you ever done anything that you would consider like what we state as good?
I like that.
Because I know your definition of good is probably a little bit more not the same as mine.
I take naughty children away. Isn't that good enough?
See, Santa, here again, he keeps bringing up that point, and I kind of get it.
So Lisa said maybe Krampus should be more focused on some of the adults that don't properly guide children.
Have you ever thought about that?
That's a good thought. That's a good one. That or even adults that don't mistreat children. That's a good thought too.
Is he going to reply, or is he?
I don't know. Maybe he's thinking it
what's
over.
What's your thoughts on that, or Krampus? Oh my gosh, my bad. I apologize. I think he wants to avoid that.
I will consider, but I can't say that maybe these children would need to go and be with Santa.
I couldn't agree more. That's the first rational thing, you brother, that you've said all night.
I mean, Santa, do you ever worried about getting one of those mysterious visits in early December? I mean, how do you protect yourself from there's no nice way to say this, but from getting your butt kicked?
Good outweighs evil. Good is always good. And it can beat and conquer evil every day of the week. I have no fears. I don't live in fear.
Okay. I mean, I guess that seems reasonable. I mean, Krampus, have you ever... Okay, Santa, plug your ears for a minute. Okay. Krampus, have you ever plotted like a serious planned out plot to going to the North Pole to take out Santa?
I don't want to be around all those cheery people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, why does he got to have a big bunch of little people helping him out? Wouldn't that be child labor laws or something?
Yeah, that's actually been brought up a lot. Yeah. Santa, unplug your ears here. Let's take your... Okay. Krampus brings up a pretty good point, and I gotta I'm just going to bring this up to you. I'm not trying to get on the naughty list, on your naughty list.
I think
But-
it might put you there.
I mean, a lot of people charge you with like, abusing child labor laws and things like that. What's been your defense about that?
I don't understand what you mean, child labor laws. Not
Well,
one
'cause-
elf is a child that's working in the toy shop.
Well, they gotta be a
some of
kid
our
at some
elves
point.
are better than 400 years old. There's not one child under the legal age that's doing any work. Most of the children up there, if you would ever come up and visit, you'll see them out building snowmen, having snowball fights, building snow forts. They're having the time of their life and most fun. Some of our elves, like I say, are 300 or 400 years old. We're not breaking any laws or any rules whatsoever.
Okay, I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm going to have to. There was a leaked Project Veritas video like 3 weeks ago of, you present this happy elf picture and all this stuff publicly and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, they had some pretty compelling, they actually infiltrated the North Pole and talked to some elves and got like their honest opinion. And I don't know, Santa, you might want to rethink some of your thoughts on what your elves' attitudes are. I mean, what do you think about that?
Maybe we know somebody that could
Did you
hone
follow?
in
Did you
get some.
did you follow the link where that video came from? It was definitely-
Project Veritas. They're a pretty reputable source.
Yeah, ask Krampus about it. Don't think that he didn't have his hands in on that video. There's no proof whatsoever to that.
Krampus, you wouldn't do anything like that, would you?
Not in a lifetime.
So I'm saying he's flat out denying it. I mean,
Just
I
as
don't
he
know.
denied taking some of the children.
ooh, we've got another serious accusation here that I think we should deal
Wow.
with. This is Santa. You're not going to like this. And here again, I thank you for coming on the show, and I'm not trying to offend you, but there's some issues that we need to talk about. Santa runs the Nike factory in China nowadays. They're not playing in the snow. He has them plowing the shops drive with their bare hands. Is this true?
Dad, first of all, Merry Christmas, Dad. You're on the bubble as well this year. I think you need to watch what you're saying. Look inside your heart, Dan. None of that needs to be said. It's not the truth. I think you have become friends with Krampus as well. Dan, I have my concerns, okay?
I mean, Krampus and Dan both have long hair. I'm just saying they've got that bond automatically right off the bat. Yeah,
I do
it's
kind of
long
like
and glowing.
Krampus's long hair.
Yeah, it's
pretty nice.
it is pretty nice. I mean, like I said,
I
I
miss
think
my
he
long
gets.
hair.
He cut it off a few days
know.
ago. It'll grow
because it's
back.
getting cold now. I'm missing it.
I mean, I don't know, Krampus. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd really, really want to talk about? Because I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've covered a lot of stuff, and I know you've got stuff to do.
I do have one thing to say. I love you, Santa.
Aww.
Santa,
I
what do
love
you?
you too, Krampus. Love from all of us at the North Pole.
Okay. Well, I think, Krampus, we're going to let you go about your business. And obviously you got things to do tonight. And we're going to have Carmen's question first, but then we're going to let Krampus go. Santa sees you when you're sleeping and knows when you're awake. That sounds a little iffy.
And
I
then
mean-
you have Krampus that has the chains and the whips. What's going on with
what
your
is going on
family
with
here?
Christmas here? I mean, this is turning into an adult themed session here pretty quick, but I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
Santa, you're not a peeping Tom, are you?
Oh, I was wondering if this was turning into a roast of such.
It kind of has turned into that, but I mean, the Project Veritas video, I mean, we couldn't let that go. In the accusations of Nike factories and things like that. So, I mean, people think it's weird, Santa. I just got to be honest with you. What are your thoughts?
Well, the people that think it's weird truly don't know what the holiday and what the spirit of the season is all about. It's all about love and kindness. Those are the greatest gifts of all. There's nothing dark or nothing wicked in Christmas, in the spirit of Christmas. I only pray that we can share this special feeling all year through.
It seems to be a good goal to have. All right, we're gonna let Krampus go because, like I said, I know he's got things to do tonight. Krampus, we'll give you one last 10, 15 seconds, whatever you want to say, whatever you have to say, and then we will leave you alone until maybe next year.
Sleep tight. But remember, if you hear the bells and chains, it's too late.
All right, I've got one more question, and this is a yes or no question, I think. Can you please confirm or deny if I am on the naughty list? Because I like I said, I feel that we've been fair. I mean, just I want to sleep good tonight, so just you got to tell me if I'm good to go or not.
You're just barely off the list for now.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Okay,
You better
will,
let him go now
I
so
will
you
be
don't
good.
get back on that list.
We will respect you. Although if I post this comment, this is going to get me on the bad list. I think Dan's talking shit. I think you should go after him.
You want Krampus to go?
He wants more cowbell. All right. Well, again, thank you for joining us, Krampus. I'm going to take you out of the broadcast and I'm going to talk to Santa for a little bit. I prefer that you don't watch the rest. So no
I've
special
got kids to deal with.
Okay, you go deal with them kids because me and Santa got to talk real quick. So
Thank you
again. Thank you for joining us. And
See you, Krampus.
Bye, Santa.
Be
maybe on the
good.
4th
Merry
of July,
Christmas.
you guys can hook up or
Merry
something.
Christmas, Krampus. Happy New Year.
The same to you.
All right. Good evening.
Okay.
Whew. I'm a little on edge. I got to be honest with you.
Man, you better be good. You only got a few weeks. You better be good.
I think I'm good. I got to take the elf hat off. It's getting really warm. Santa, we appreciate having you on as well. I know you're busy this time of year. I like the fireplace in the background.
Yes, it's getting warm in here.
Yep. Is Mrs. Claus working tonight, or is she?
Yep, she's in the other end of the building. Tonight is cupcakes and candy. They're making candy for all of the stockings.
Okay, cool. Yep. I mean, do you feel that you're caught up for this year? I mean, are you on a good schedule, or are you gonna be backed up? I mean, because there's Taco Bell around here closes at 8:00 because of labor problems and things like that. Are you experiencing that too, or are you good to go?
There's never a shortage of goodness in people's hearts, and there's never a shortage of elves willing to work around the clock, trying to give gifts of love and joy to all the children of the world.
Cool. So we gave Krampus a chance to say one last thing before we dismissed him. Is there anything else you want to say?
May I finish up with another story?
Yes. How long is this one going to take? And I'm not putting a time restriction, but I'm going to step up for a minute.
30 seconds.
Okay. Well, drag it out to 60.
Okay.
All right.
Let me read another one. It's called The Greatest Gift of All. I know it's hard to get to sleep the night of Christmas Eve. You toss and turn and think of all the toys that I will be bringing. A brand new doll for Sissy, a racing car for you, Jeff. And Mom and Dad will also get a lovely gift or two. And as you start to close your eyes, you think you hear a sound, a truck, a plane, a car, a train. You better look around. And through the window, you can see there's nothing really there except the single shining star just hanging in the air. And at that very moment, you'll know without a doubt, it's not the gifts of toys you get. That's not what this is about. So now you know as you sleep and snowflakes start to fall, that love and kindness really truly is the greatest gift of all I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Go out and try to do something good for somebody. It takes one little thing that you can do to make someone smile, to make someone's day, to make someone's Christmas. That's all it takes. Merry Christmas, Dana.
Well, Merry Christmas, Santa. And hopefully I'm on the good list this year.
You are most definitely on the good list.
I still got some stuff.
Oh, Santa's died. Jeff still got to ask you some stuff. Well, I'm glad to know I'm on the good list. I wasn't even close to being on the naughty list.
Okay, Santa, I got it. Okay, so like, as Krampus stated, I was on the bubble. Please assure me that I'm still on your list and I haven't faded off in the last 5 minutes.
I've been following the list very closely with tonight's guests and all the fans that have been following you. I assure you that Shelley Smothers is still on the good list.
Okay.
Lisa has always been on the good list. Carmen is on the good list. Dan seems to be teetering on the fence.
Uh-oh.
And Jeff, you are on the good list as well.
Okay, good.
Although sometimes your name seems to fade, but then it comes right back.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I will definitely try to stay on the good list. And again, you know, thanks for coming on, Santa. I mean, I know you're busy, you know, and thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Merry Christmas to you and yours. Happy New Year. Remember, tomorrow, go out and do one act of kindness.
I will.
Holiday spirit. Merry
definitely-
Christmas to everyone.
All right,
Happy
Merry
New Year.
Christmas, Santa.
Merry Christmas, Santa. We're gonna take you out here. Whew. I feel like I got away with some stuff there.
You're cutting it close this year.
When you bring up, slave labor, child labor, all that crap with Santa, I mean, you're flirting with some bad questions. That can, in Krampus, I mean, when you try and call him out for being bad, like, I mean, but these, I mean, no one gets to interview Krampus. You have to ask those questions. I feel like I would be like doing a disservice to the public if I didn't ask the tough questions. And I flirted with that naughty list for a little bit, but I mean, hopefully I'm good.
Maybe he'll bring you that whip just and teeter it at you, being like, I don't know, Jeff.
Yeah, it's, I think what we've learned from this experience is that Santa's a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
And Krampus is into whips and chains.
Yeah, it's something in their family. They're into that.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
you know what? I think I might do there was some other stuff I wanted to talk about tonight, but
we wait till next
people
week
are
for
fading
that.
off and we've already gone in, hour 15 minutes. So I don't know, we might do a special broadcast Saturday night or something like that. Cause I think
Saturday,
we want
why
to,
don't we do it next week, Thursday?
yeah, maybe we can do it then.
Why don't we do it next Thursday for our show?
And, people that are watching or rewatch or something like that, maybe throw in some topics, on our page about stuff that you want to hear about. Cause we
or
want
if
to know.
there's questions you want to ask us about anything.
Yep. Cause I've got
Definitely.
some rants that I want to give. I'll tease one thing that I want to talk about. I saw an object up for sale the other day that was supposedly a haunted object. It was $500. It was very, very pricey with absolutely no verification as to it being legit. The same site has and I do believe in haunted objects and blah, 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 but the same site seems to come up with 7 to 10 every week or two. You know what I'm saying? How
is it possible that somebody can have
where
that
are you
many
getting that
things
many haunted objects
that
in that
often?
short a time
Yeah.
and that often? And, so that's one topic I want to talk about. And there again, I totally believe in haunted objects. I believe they're real and legit, but and I'm not even going to say that this person is faking it, but I don't know. They'd really have to convince me. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is I had and maybe I'll show this clip real quick. I had someone send me a video. This is only a 30-second video, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. But this is something else I want to talk about. I think it's pretty good. I think it's this one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick for the 6 people that we got left. And but we'll talk about it more later. Okay, that's a jar falling. I zoomed in and enhanced it. To me, it looks like a hand right before that jar falls. So that's something, like I said, we don't need to play the raw clip again, but
that's something we're going to talk about.
yeah, that's something
next
I'd like
week.
to talk about. Maybe some other evidence I think would be cool. So but anyway, thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, Dan says red flag, and I agree with that. And like I said, I mean, if you're coming at me with, like, let's say you have a doorknob from the haunting in Connecticut house, you better have some verification that that's real, because
Yeah.
I mean,
because we joked about it because we've housed stuff from Harold that we said were haunted, and it's like, and at some points it was like, maybe there's something to it, but I mean, really, it's not like every single item that we had in our house from Harold's was haunted. It's just,
my issue
it's
is
impossible.
more like, if you're selling them,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I just have a little bit of an issue with that. And plus, not only that, I mean, let's say the people that buy them, you could be buying a dead object that's not haunted, but I think you can manifest to where it actually becomes haunted. And we'll talk about the Philip experiment that, talks about how they manifested a spirit that didn't exist.
But then how you can easily make something look like it's
which I do have a
haunted.
video on that, which we'll show that next time.
Which we've proven. So,
but anyway, we are going to let you go. And like I said, I think we'll do one more episode before Christmas, and then we'll take a break till after the new year. And hopefully we book some of these guests, that have.
We have one already booked for a couple already. I
want to talk to
definite though. So.
I want to talk to that Chris Sumner from Miranda's friend.
Mm-hmm.
They got a cool thing going on.
County Jail?
Scott County. Yep. They got a cool thing going on down there, and I mean, they're very interesting people to talk to. So we definitely want to have Chris on. And like I said, the lady from Living Life in Full Spectrum blog, and then
there was some that
priest. Why can't I remember his name? He was on Ghost Adventures at the Bobby Mackey's episode.
I can't ever remember who it is. So I'm bad with names.
Yep, but he's he's got a good Bible study too, and I mean he said he wants to come after the new year because he's got a very nasty case going on right now. So we're not gonna bug him. But anyway, thank you all for joining us, and we're at that awkward time where how do we leave? So this actually, let's just say Merry Christmas, and we'll probably end that way next week too.
Yep.
So thank you for joining, and thank you, Krampus, and keep me off that bad list. And thanks, Santa. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.